Welcome, humans, and any celestial body else out there listening. This is Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. I'm your host, Courtney Christine Koskin. This podcast, simply put, is a mix of human curiosity and how, with the help of AI technology, curious minds can get the answers we seek. Let's get mind-bending and plunge deep beneath the surface of our everyday thoughts. Let's begin. Long before words, there was movement. Long before stories, there was expression in motion. Even before humans, the trees swayed to the rhythms of the natural world. Today, I'm inspired to talk about the power of dance. Lately, for more reasons than not, I have found myself down in the dumps. Anxious, stressed, sad, depressed even. Can anyone else relate? I used to listen to music all the time. In the car, at work, in the gym. But I don't have a car at the moment. I work from home, and I haven't been motivated to work out at all. In my spare time, I listen to podcasts and educational pieces because that's what my mind craves. But I realize, while I'm feeding my mind, there's still this imbalance I feel, and I believe it's because I'm not feeding my soul. Well, today, I hit pause on the pods and hit play on the kind of music that makes me feel happy. Let me just say, it had been too long. I instantly felt this feeling of euphoria and joy start to awaken within me. Whether it's funk, 80s music, gospel, rock, lo-fi, classical, or high-energy immersive EDM, which is what does it for me, I encourage you to hit play and have a dance party of your own today. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter what you look like. Just move to the beat. There's something absolutely primal and deeply human about the way our bodies instinctively flow with music. The way movement connects us to something beyond thought, something felt. I love that we're exploring dance today, and not just from an art form, but as a force, a powerful force that shapes our minds, heals our emotions, connects us to others, and perhaps even taps into something cosmic. So, take a breath. Place a hand on your heart for a moment and feel the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Because in many ways, we are already dancing, whether we realize it or not. To expand on this, the heart, it's not only a biological pump. It's also an electrical organ that generates its own electrical impulses. Every time it beats, the heart creates an electromagnetic field that can be detected several feet away from your body. This field is stronger than the brain's electromagnetic field, about 100 times stronger electrically, and 5,000 times stronger magnetically, according to research from the Heart Math Institute. This could explain why we can feel the energy of a room or sense someone's emotions before they even speak. Have you ever watched a dancer so immersed in their movement that words felt unnecessary? Maybe it was a flamenco dancer. Pouring fire into every stomp. Maybe it was a hip-hop artist, each motion sharp and electric, like punctuation marks in an unscripted story.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Or maybe it was something simpler. An elderly couple slow dancing in their kitchen. No choreography, just movement born from love and time. Dance is communication at its purest. It's something we understand without translation. It's why a baby, barely able to form words, will bounce to music before they can even speak. It's why across every continent, in every civilization, humans have danced. For celebration, for sorrow, for worship, for war. We don't just move because we can. We move because we must. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening in our brains when we dance. Harvard Medical School released a study that proves dance is more than just movement. It's an entire neurological workout. It actually strengthens memory, boosts cognition, and even helps protect against dementia. Why? Because dancing isn't just physical, it's mental. When we dance, we're engaging multiple regions of the brain at once. The motor cortex handles movement. The cerebellum fine-tunes coordination. The basal ganglia helps us anticipate rhythm and pattern. And that's just the mechanics. On a chemical level, dance releases a rush of feel-good neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. It's why dancing can pull you out of a funk, why people say they lose themselves in the movement. Even more fascinating, studies show that when we move together, in sync with others, our brains begin to synchronize too. Our heart rates align, our neural activity harmonizes. This is why dance builds trust, why it strengthens social bonds, why in moments of collective movement, whether it's a rave, a wedding dance, or a tribal ceremony, we feel connected. Maybe this is why the world's happiest cultures often have dance embedded into daily life. I get it. Now, while there are a ton of benefits to dancing, other than the fact that it just feels good, well, there's improving our cardiovascular health, enhancing flexibility and mobility, strengthening muscles and bones, improving balance, an incredibly fun calorie burner, and increasing energy levels. There is one aspect of it I think is super important to dive deeper into here. Have you ever danced through pain? Not metaphorically, literally. Maybe you've had one or a slew of those moments where sadness or frustration felt so overwhelming that sitting still wasn't even an option. You had to move, to shake it out, jump, stomp, throw your body into motion because words weren't enough. That's not just instinct. That's science. The body is a storage unit for emotion. Our bodies don't just experience emotions in the moment. They store them at a physiological level. When we go through stressful, traumatic, or emotionally charged experiences, the body reacts by tensing up, shifting posture, altering breathing patterns, and even rewiring the nervous system. Unprocessed emotions often manifest as chronic tension in certain areas. For example, the shoulders and neck hold stress, the hips store grief, and the jaw locks up frustration or suppressed anger. Over time, emotional wounds can subtly or dramatically affect the way we carry ourselves. Someone who's been through significant emotional pain may subconsciously hunch their shoulders, restrict their movements, or avoid certain physical expressions. Trauma also disrupts the natural flow of breath, leading to shallow breathing, holding the breath in tense moments, or even disassociating from bodily sensations entirely. Unlike verbal therapy, which is awesome by the way, but that works through the mind, dance allows the body to communicate in its own primal way, one that predates language itself. This is why movement-based therapy is so powerful for healing. Have you ever noticed how animals shake after a stressful event? That's because movement helps discharge pent-up energy from the nervous system. Humans do this too, intuitively. We shake, stomp, or maybe pace when overwhelmed. Dance lets us lean into these natural movements instead of suppressing them. Moving rhythmically, like in dance, drumming, or swaying, calms the nervous system by activating the parasympathetic rest and digest response. This is why slow, flowing movements in dance can feel soothing and freeing. And unlike structured exercise, dance allows for spontaneity, which is essential for emotional release. When people let themselves move without overthinking, they unlock physical expressions of stored emotions they didn't even know were there. Studies in somatic therapy show that movement is essential in processing and releasing trauma. Dr. Peter Levine, a trauma expert, developed somatic experiencing therapy, which helps patients move stored trauma out of the body through subtle physical gestures and awareness. DMT, not that kind. Dance movement therapy has been shown to help people with PTSD, anxiety, and depression by allowing the body to express and integrate emotional experiences. Even breathwork combined with movement can help people release years of stored tension in a matter of minutes, showing just how powerful embodied healing can be. Even if you don't think you have trauma, your body is still constantly absorbing and holding on to stress. The good news? You don't need a formal dance class to reconnect with yourself through movement. Put on music that resonates with your emotions, whether it's fast and fiery or slow and soulful, and let your body move in whatever way feels natural. Even if it doesn't feel natural, you're doing the work. Notice where tension sits. Maybe your shoulders need to roll. Maybe your arms want to stretch. Maybe your legs want to stomp. Trust your body. Let go of the idea of looking good, and instead, focus on feeling free. Because sometimes, the words we can't say, our bodies are waiting to dance out. Throughout history, dance has been a bridge to something greater than ourselves. In Sufi tradition, the whirling dervishes spin in circular motions for hours, seeking divine connection. The Hopi people of North America perform sacred dances to bring balance to nature. In Ghana, the Adawa dance is not just movement, it's prayer, storytelling, and ancestral reverence woven into motion. And what about raves? What about clubs, music festivals, drum circles? When I lived in DC, I used to take my djembe drum to Meridian Hill Park and join the dozens of people from all walks in drumming and dancing in buttoned-up, politically engrossed Washington, DC. Even there, people gathered to tap into one of the oldest ways to connect to something greater than even our environment. I miss it. I wonder if it's still going on today. Drop a comment if you've ever experienced the drum circle joy, and if you know whether or not it's still happening in Northwest DC. There is something ancient, something ceremonial. Maybe in those moments, we're not so different from the people who danced around fires all those thousands of years ago. Everything in existence moves. Atoms vibrate, electrons spin, planets orbit, galaxies swirl in an eternal cosmic dance. If motion is the language of the universe, then maybe dance is our way of mirroring that, our way of aligning ourselves with something much bigger than we can comprehend. Think about it. When you dance, you aren't just moving your body, you're participating in the rhythm of life itself. So now I offer the invitation to you. When was the last time you let yourself really move? Not just sway half-heartedly, but truly surrender to rhythm. Not for performance, not for anyone else, just for you. Because if dance is one of the oldest expressions of being human, then maybe forgetting to dance is actually forgetting a part of ourselves. If you're feeling stuck, uninspired, or maybe want to punch a hole in the wall on any given day, instead, just dance. Just dance. Just dance. And see what happens. If you think it's weird, or you think it's not, you're right. The choice to move and be free is yours. Thank you for tuning in to Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. If today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone who you think might need this reminder. And if you have your own story about dance, how it's moved you, how it's changed you, what incredible raves, ceremonies, drum circles you've been a part of, share it with the community. Maybe someone near you could use that kind of release too. Okay, so next time you're driving in your car, listening to music, and happen to pull up to your destination just as the song ends, that's a beautiful reminder that you are now at harmony with the universe. See you at the next dance party. Thank you for tuning in to Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. I'm Courtney Christine Koskin, and I hope you'll join me for next week's episode as we proceed down the path of curiosity and discovery, uncovering various topics along the way. If you have any comments or want answers to your burning curiosities, drop me a line in the comments below. Until we meet again, find the good in the world, and if you can't find it, be the good.